Hello. Oh wow, it's been a while since since I've just come on here and talked directly to the camera like this. But today I'm going to do a Q&A video because I can't even explain to you how many questions I have been getting. Oh my gosh. And yeah, a lot of questions. And so I thought it's only right to come on here and answer them for you guys. And every time I do a Q&A, I feel like I do it on my laptop webcam, so I wanted to keep the tradition and do it right here on my laptop webcam. So yeah, I asked you guys to send me some questions on Instagram I asked you guys on Instagram and I got so many questions. I got over like 250 questions. A lot of them are repetitive though, so shouldn't be too hard. And a lot of them have like, you guys are all asking me the same thing. Same thing on my YouTube, same thing on my Instagram DMs. You guys are all asking me the same thing, which is how the heck am I traveling? How do I afford it? How do I do it? Yeah, so I'm going to try my best to answer these questions for you guys in the best way possible. I've been like putting off this video because like I know a lot of people want to know this and I really want to give like the best answer possible, so, and the most thought out answer as possible. So anyways, I'm going to answer this question. So I asked you guys on my Instagram, so I just screenshot a bunch of the questions. So I'm going to be going through and answering those questions for you guys. So the first question is, how did you get enough money to move to China? And first of all, I got accepted to a school there. So I wasn't just living in an apartment at first. I got accepted to a school, okay? And then a lot of people who got accepted to, if you get accepted to that school, you can live at the school, right? So that's what most people do. I didn't do that, but that's how most people were doing it who were also a student living in China. So most likely that's what people are going to do. That's what, if you're looking to do that, that might be what you might do. Because you can't just move to China as a foreigner. You have to be a student or you have to have a job offer. So now that I've explained that, because people always say, I get a lot of comments like, I'm moving to China soon. How should I go about making money? And I'm just like, you that's backwards. You can't move to China as a foreigner. You can't just move to China. You have to, one, get offered a job within China, or you have to get accepted to a school there. So that's number one. And number two, after that, I worked hard. I had, if you see I have a video called the day I moved to China, and I talk about before I moved there and during, kind of how I did it. And I worked very hard. I had 2 different jobs. I worked at a factory. They were very, very, very hard jobs. I used to come home like every night like crying from being tired and worn out. And I used to work like 24-hour, 27-hour shifts. And I worked my butt off. And I got a promotion within those jobs where I became quality control. So I got paid more. And I got that job from hard work. So yeah, like I guess a lot of people want to know how I specifically did it, but in my opinion, you don't need to hear how anybody else got their money to do what they're doing. You just need to work hard. Hard work can get you whatever you are working towards. So that's it. I was determined and determination to do something. I found the means to do it, which was a job, and then I made it happen. So there you go. That's how I got enough money to move to China. I worked hard. Like, money is money. I got a job so I can make money. But I don't know, people want to hear my specific story, I guess, but to me, you just work hard for what you want and you make it happen. So the next question was, which country would you love to visit next, and which has been the country you've most enjoyed being in? Love you. I love you too. That's a good question. I like that question. Would you love to visit next? Which country would I love to visit next? Bali, Indonesia, which I will be there soon. The end of March, I'll be in Bali. And the country you've enjoyed being in the most? Japan. I love Japan with all of my heart, all of my being. I would love to live in Japan for the rest of my life, to be honest, and live there, settle there, get married there. The whole bit. I love Japan. I love Japan. What do you do on long plane rides? I sleep. So what I do before long plane rides is I try to make myself really tired. So like before a flight, I'll try not to like sleep that night, and I'll try to be really active and like not purposely not go to sleep as long as I can, so that I'm super tired during the flight, so that I can just sleep to pass a lot of time, and that really helps. Also, usually all long plane rides have movies, so I'll watch movies. I will plan out videos, stuff like that. My hair is like crazy. Please ignore my hair. Sorry. But yeah, that's what I do on long plane rides. Sometimes they're just really long and you're just like, when am I going to get off this flight? But that's what I do. Next question is, who films all the videos of you? Do your sister travel with you? Who films all the videos of you? So in 99% of my videos, it is me filming myself. There's hardly ever shots of other people filming me. So, yeah, me. I do 99% of the filming. But these Thailand vlogs, my sister has been helping me film. But then again, I still film 99.9% of the footage that go into my videos. So there's hardly any videos I can pick, like 3, that like somebody's shooting a camera at me. And if it's, sometimes it's just random people, I'll just ask, could you, my brother, anybody, whoever I'm around at the time. But 99% of the filming is done by me. And I usually travel alone, but this time my sister is with me. How has traveling changed you as a person, if at all? That is a good question. Traveling has changed me a lot. A lot. That question can be answered with a big response. What am I talking about? I could go on forever about that, but a lot. It has changed me a lot. Her fingers are... Okay. It's changed me a lot. A lot, girl. I actually have 2 videos. I think one is called The Importance of Traveling and Why I Travel Alone. And I go into depth about how it's changed me, because that is a big question and with a big answer. When did you know you wanted to become a world traveler? Will you ever travel the Caribbean? So I didn't know. It just happened, to be honest. I never planned to be a world traveler. I never planned to travel Asia. I never planned to move to Asia. I never planned to be so connected to Asia and all this stuff. It was never planned. It was never planned. It just happened. I didn't even know I had the desire to travel in me until about 2 years ago. I didn't know until I started doing it, and I'm like, whoa. So what happened was, all right, I'll go into depth. I was in China, and at first I was not a student. I was just there on a tourist visa. So on a tourist visa, you have to leave China every 60 days. Yeah, or is it every 30? Every 60 days or every 30 days, you have to leave China, one of those. So, but you can come right back. So like Hong Kong is considered not China. So like you can step your feet into Hong Kong and then turn right back. Like that's what I used to do. And you just have to leave on a tourist visa, you have to leave every so amount of days. So I was planning on being in China for like a year. At first, I wasn't planning on going to school there and staying there. So I would just leave China because you had to. And I'd just pick a place that was close, Shanghai, close to Shanghai, just so that, I could follow my visa rules and then come right back. So like I turned them into little trips. So like I think the first place I went to was Hong Kong. And then the second place I went to was Japan. And it was just because like they were close to Shanghai. And I'm like, oh, well, I have to leave anyway. So like let me go to a place I've never been to. And so because, and then I realized when I started every 60 days or every 30 days, I can't remember which one it was, I was going on these little trips and I was like, I love this. So that's how I started traveling. I was never planning on going to these countries. I was never planning on like having it this way, but it just happened that way because I was on a tourist visa. So you can't stay in China for a year on a tourist visa. You have to leave every 60 days. So I turned the visa rules into like little mini vacations. So through that, I realized how much I love traveling and how much I love these different cultures and how much my passion for traveling developed through that. Okay, next question. What subject are you studying? I'm studying music. I want to be a film composer. I'm working towards being a film composer, which is someone who writes soundtracks for movies. So that's what I want to be when I'm older. What I will be when I'm older is a film composer. Like Hans Zimmer, like John Williams, like James Newton Howard. Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack for Batman. He did the soundtrack for Inception. I love him. James Newton Howard, he did Lady in the Water. He did The Sixth Sense. He did so many movies that are my favorite. Hans Zimmer also did the soundtrack for Inception, which I love. For Interstellar, which is one of my favorites. I use a lot of soundtracks for movies in my videos because that is my passion and that's what I want to be and what I will be when I'm older is a film composer. So I'm studying music. Okay, next question is, I started following you a while ago and you've inspired me to start traveling to places I've wanted to go since I was young. I wanted to know, how did you get the motivation to start traveling and being able to travel alone? So I kind of explained that earlier. I had to leave every 60 days or every 30. I can't remember which one it was. I can check my passport though. But because of those rules, it forced me to travel. Please excuse my face, you guys. I have sunburn and it's causing my whole face to peel, so I'm like peeling everywhere. Okay, so next question is, how long was it for you to start understanding a different language? It took me when you live in a place, it's easier to pick up a language because it's all you hear 24/7. Also, traveling alone through China had helped me learn Chinese and strengthen my Chinese, and because you have to talk to people when you travel alone. You're forced to interact to get around if you want to make the most of your experience. So I had to push myself, especially in places like Zhangjiajie. When I traveled to Zhangjiajie, which is in Hunan, China, nobody spoke English. So if I wanted to get around, if I wanted to go places, if I wanted to experience Zhangjiajie, I had to force myself to talk to people. So I had to speak Chinese. So in a very good, clear Chinese, or else they're not going to understand me because they speak different dialects all over China. So next question is, who is your personal photographer? If you don't have one, I can fly myself to Japan to shoot you and your sister, but also a week-long documentary photo vlog on you. Your story travels are amazing. Thank you. I don't have a personal photographer. Everybody thinks I do, but I do not. Every time I travel, it's usually somebody different that I find in that country. Sometimes it's just me saying, "Excuse me, could you take a picture of me?" And I don't know, this sounds weird, but people are usually taking pictures of me. No matter what country I go to, there's always somebody like trying to take a picture of me. I don't know why. So I love that sometimes because it's a great segue into saying, "Are you taking a picture of me?" I'll pose for you if you get a picture on my phone too of myself. I do that all the time. All the time. Especially like in Japan, I was doing that nonstop in Japan because I was by myself completely. So, next question is, how do your parents allow you to travel? Girl, you know what is weird? I said my age on my Instagram and I got like 50 DMs responding like, "What? You're 22?" Everybody thought I was a lot younger. Everybody said they didn't think I was over 19 years old. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not 19. I am 22 years old. So, therefore, I am an adult. Therefore, my parents don't have to allow me to do anything because I'm an adult. I don't know. That was an interesting question. I'm 22 years old. Also, I do not know my father. I've never met him. So, my mom allows me to travel. But even if she didn't want me to, she's very supportive of my travels. She loves the fact that I travel. She supports me, literally. But I also, like, even if she didn't, I'd probably still do it. Because, or I'd try my hardest to because I'm 22. How do you film your videos? Is someone always with you to help you, or do you just freestyle it? Also, what cameras do you use and editing? I film my videos. Nobody helps me. Sometimes I'll ask people, could you point the camera at me? But other than that, I film the videos. I edit every single video on my channel. I have edited. I have filmed myself. Yeah. Top tip you need to know before traveling or even moving abroad. Top tip you need to know is drop fear. And just be very adventurous and expect the unexpected. Be ready for the unexpected and be able to flow and be able to be able to handle anything that might happen. Because I'm planning on doing some story times on my channel, but I've been through some crazy experiences while traveling. And if I was not mature, and if I was fearful, and if I was immature, and I don't know how I would have gotten through them. You've got to be very mature. You have to be very mature and fearless and ready for the unexpected and be able to tackle it and be like, boom, this is I'm gonna fix this way, this way, this way, this way. Okay, be able to reroute really fast, really fast. That's what I would say, because you're abroad. I mean, like, when you're not in your own country and you're a foreigner, it's way different than being in your own country. Let me just say that. It's very different and can be very, very, very dangerous. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be a certain type of person. You know what I'm saying? Okay, next question. What advice would you give your 17, 18-year-old self? Love you and your vids. Thank you. Love you too. And what advice? You guys, when I was 17, 18, I was a hot mess. A hot mess. I would give myself a ton of advice. But knowing myself at 17, 18, I wouldn't have taken it. But I was just a mess. I was extremely sad too. My sophomore, junior, senior year of high school, I was really, 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 really sad because I hated high school and I couldn't wait to get out of there. And as soon as I graduated, my life became like 80 times better. I hated high school so much. I'm going to make a video on my high school experience, but I was bullied. I had no friends. I was alone every single day of my life. I can show you guys some pictures from my senior trip. We went to Disney World in Florida. I did the whole trip by myself. The entire trip I spent alone in Disney World because I had no friends, so there was nobody to hang out with. Luckily, this one girl hung out with me, I think because she felt bad for me, but like we weren't friends, we weren't close. And then like I asked this group of boys like at the end, like, could I hang out with you guys? And like they completely welcomed me in, which I thought was nice, but like they were just being kind and I was just sick of being alone. But I waited till the last day to ask them. I wish I had asked them earlier. Like I was kind of like, I have no friends, can I hang out with you guys please? Because you know how all the boys kind of like have their own group and they hang out, and I didn't know the boys, like I wasn't friends with them. But they were kind enough to be like, yeah, hang with us. Like, come on rides with us. Eat with us. Because I was eating alone. I was going on rides alone. They didn't even call me to take the group picture. The group picture that everybody takes on your senior trip. I wasn't in because they didn't call me. And they knew I was there. Just nobody liked me. And it's funny because all the trip advisors, like the teachers that are picked to be chaperones, it just kind of makes me really upset. Like, it made me really upset, but all the people they picked to be chaperones saw me completely alone, and they didn't do anything, they didn't say anything, they didn't try and help me, they didn't try to make me feel comfortable. They were laughing at me along with the other students. I was just the day we had graduation and picked our hats off and threw them up in the air, I threw the hat up in the air, grabbed it, and I ran. I ran to my mother's car, and I'm like, can we get out of here, please? I was a little happy, though, on graduation day because, like, they give a music award every year, music scholarship to the graduating class for the best musician in that class and somebody they think is going to go far in music in their life, and I got it. It was $2,000, and I was really happy about that. I was not expecting that at all. But the board picked me for the music scholarship award, so I was happy about that. But I grabbed my scholarship and I ran through those doors. Yeah. But I hated high school, and so I was very, very depressed and very upset during that time. Just extremely, I don't want to say depressed, but extremely unhappy. Do you ever plan on traveling to South America? You know, I don't know much about South America. I'd have to educate myself more on it, but of course, I would travel anywhere. I would travel anywhere. Anywhere, but I'm talking anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, repetitive questions. How do you decide where you're going to travel next? Literally, it just comes upon me. Like I said, I will see somebody post an Instagram picture, or I will see a YouTube video and I'll be like, I want to go there. So then I'll look up a flight ticket and I usually book it with the next time I have available. It happens to be Asia a lot because I just happen to love Asia. But I'll be traveling outside of Asia soon. How is traveling as a black girl around the world? I want to travel, but I'm not sure if people will treat me the same way I get treated in America. So I actually responded to this girl when she commented this because I felt the need to, and I said, like, how do you get treated in America? Because that's important to, like, answering her question. And I said, because in America, there's a ton of racism, so what do you mean? And she was just saying, like, she totally agrees there is a ton of racism in America, but she just wants to know, is it like that around the rest of the world? And I said, no. I feel like, personally, I get treated the best outside of America. I don't know. Every time I come home, I say the same thing over and over again. Every time I go home to New Jersey, so 2 times ago that I went home to America, I first flew to Boston, to Logan Airport. And if you don't know, I used to live in Boston. I used to go to school there I lived there for like 2 years. Before I came to China, I was going to school in Boston. So I lived there for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year of college. So as soon as I landed in Logan Airport in Boston, boom, it hits you that quick how different the people are in America. People there are so rude, like, and just unpleasant. Like if somebody, like, like just the immigration people, they'll just be like, passport. If you take too long, come on. We have tons of people trying to blah, 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 go through. Have your passports ready. Like, people don't act like that out here. And it's so true. Like, people in the places I've gone to here in Asia are so kind and accommodating. And like a lot of people like that. I got a few comments that like really pissed me off, saying like, you don't know about me talking about this before. And it's like, they say like, you don't know what they're thinking deep down. So don't say that the people there are kind. It doesn't matter how people think deep down. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if somebody is saying, oh, ma'am, you look beautiful today. Let me hold the door for you. Or do you need any help? Blah, 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 blah. But deep down, they don't mean that. They're just saying it. It doesn't matter because all that matters is human-human interaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you know how people say fake it till you make it? Like, that is so true. Like, it doesn't matter what somebody's thinking deep down besides for them. Only for them does that matter. But if somebody is being rude, it affects other people's day. And how humans interact with each other is life, because all we have are humans on this planet. And it means something to treat people nice. It means something to make somebody feel good and welcome, especially when you are abroad and you're young like me and you're alone all the time. Somebody being nice to me, say I'm in Japan, and a Japanese person treating me so kind and treating me like their own goes so far, and it means so much, opposed to somebody, you're a foreigner in a country and those country people are treating you rude. Like, that feels horrible. Like, if you're in a country where you're a foreigner, so say take Japan again, and say I'm in Japan and all the Japanese people are treating me rude, like, that does not feel good at all. But say you're in a country where you're a foreigner, so say I'm in Japan and everybody's in Japan is treating me so nice and they're kind and they're helping me whenever I need help, and I'm getting through the day easily because anybody's willing to help me. They're holding the doors open for me. They're telling me that they think I'm beautiful, which means a lot coming from, different country people. You don't know how they feel about you, even if they're lying, because that is somebody's entire experience. And that's what I experienced in Asia. These people here are so kind. It's ridiculous, you guys. You guys got to go to Japan and see how kind those people are. In America, I just don't feel that. I don't feel it. Like, I was in Target shopping for, what did I need? I was shopping for something in Target. And this lady walks by me. She's trying to get by me, but I didn't see her. And I didn't hear her because I had my headphones in. And she literally, and I backed up. So I saw her at the last minute. She was waiting there like this. So I backed up really quick. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't see you. And she just looked at me like, and completely didn't say one word and just walked by me. Like, I apologized. I said, I'm so sorry, ma'am, I didn't see you. And she just was like, and just completely walked by me. And under her breath, she said something, which I heard. You can probably guess it was extremely racist. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. And it really, like, that experience really was like, whoa. Because it had been so long since something like that happened to me. Nothing like that has ever happened to me while traveling. Ever. Even if somebody's thinking it, it doesn't matter. It has not happened to me. So, I don't know. I just feel like, in my opinion, some of the most racism is in America, um, which is ironic because of how diverse America is. It's one of the most racist countries that I've been to. And that is 100% the truth. Home in America. I do not feel at home one bit. I've lived there my entire life. My parents are from America. My parents' parents are from America. My parents' parents are from America. I'm American to the core, but I do not feel at home there. I don't, and I feel at home here. So that should say something. But hey. And it's a big question. How do I travel the world? So literally, this is how I do it. And it's not any deeper than this. I think of a location that I want to go to. I research the heck out of it. So I watch like every YouTube video on YouTube about the place that I want to go to. I listen to the good, the bad, the ugly, and then I make a decision, do I want to go there or not. Then I go on either Travelocity or Expedia and I look up a flight. If I feel like I can afford that flight, I will buy it. And then I will look up hotels. Well, I look up hotels before I book the flight, see a place where I'd like to stay. Is it in my budget? Would I like to go there? Then I pick that hotel. I usually reserve it. And then I buy a flight. And then I go. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm extremely comfortable with being in a place that I don't know the language. I'm extremely comfortable in going to a place where I've never been before. And I'm extremely comfortable in going to a place alone. So there's really nothing holding me back. You know what I'm saying? And a good thing is, in a lot of these Asian countries, the US dollar is worth a lot. So that also is a big plus. But yeah, that's how I travel. It's that simple. I just go. I just go. That's it. So, if you guys have any other questions, a lot of people are asking me like, do you have like a special travel card, or are you a part of an agency, or blah 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 blah? No, I'm really not. I don't have any at the moment. I don't have a travel card. I'm not a part of an organization. A couple of weeks ago, this girl that used to go to my high school asked me to promote her travel thing. Like, she can book you, like through her she can book you flights and hotels, and I don't know much about that, so I didn't promote it for her. Like, I literally don't know about these agencies and all this travel and all the stuff that people do. Like, I'm 100% on my own with this. Everything is figured out on my own. All of it's figured out. As far as how, where, what to do, how to do this, I figure it out on my own. Sometimes I figure it out by chance. The first time I came to Phuket, to Thailand, it was because I had to leave China. Like I said, every 60 days I had to leave, or maybe it's every 30, I don't remember. And I said, ooh, I want to go to Thailand. Let me look up a flight. I looked up a flight. I'm like, okay. I looked up hotels. Whoa, they're cheap. Looked up things to do. That looks like my kind of place. Boom. And I went. Did I know how to speak Thai? Nope. Did I know anybody here? Nope. Did I go completely alone? Yep. But I'm not afraid to, and I actually love it that way. I will continue to travel. I have no problem traveling alone. I love traveling alone. I also can travel with other people. That has never been a deciding factor for me. Yeah. So, I'm thinking of anything else. I definitely didn't answer all the questions because there's just too many. Like, and a lot of them are repetitive. Oh, this is a good question. What is the scariest thing that has happened to you when traveling or living in a country other than the U.S.? I will do a separate video on that, but I don't want to say it because I want to do a story time on it. Like this video if you want me to do a story time on how I almost got arrested in Japan. I almost got arrested in Japan, and that's 100% the truth. And but it all turned out to be awesome at the end. But I literally almost went to jail, and that is 100% the truth. And it wasn't because of anything illegal. It's just I completely didn't know that I was out of money. Like, completely out of money. I did not know. I literally thought I had more money left. Somehow, I ran out of 100% of my funds. And I took a taxi, thinking that I still had money. So, yeah. I just don't want you guys to think it's anything illegal, but I took a taxi thinking that I had money. And it was a long taxi ride, so it was a lot of money. And something about Japan is their taxis are expensive, so yeah, I didn't know I was out of money. So yeah, should I do a story time on how that happened? And the guy was very upset, and I felt so bad for the guy. And the police were called, and yeah, it was a very scary situation. Very, 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 very scary situation. But it turned out to be a really good, funny, interesting story, and then I made friends with the cops that came. They're like my friends now, kind of, the cops that were called, and they end up loving me. Anyways, I'll like this video if you want a story time on that, or how I got into a ATV car accident. That was extremely scary. I got into a car accident. Not a car accident, but ATVs. I got into an accident riding one of those last time I was here in Phuket. And it was a very bad accident. So just like this video if you want to do some story times. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have other questions, leave them in the description box. And thank you guys for just watching this really impromptu Q&A.